is up, Bucs Nation? It is Thursday, November 21st, 2024, and you are watching the Loose Cannons podcast. I'm your host, the Samar Ali, joined as always by my intern and executive assistant, Stank Bastard. Stanker, it is New York Giants week, following up the bye week for the Bucs. We're going up to the Big Apple, New Jersey, technically. I'm not supposed to be there. Why do I sound like Mel Kiper right now? I'm hyped for the return of the 7-game win streak that I see ahead of us right now. Time for the Bucs to get ready. Got a lot of things we got to talk about tonight, and it's a little bit different show. I'm a little bit more loosey-goosey tonight, so I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get football back on my screen that's got red and pewter running all over it.
I don't know, man. Feels like I broke up with the Bucs, and now, now they're just kind of sliding back into my DMs a little bit. Like, remember me, man? Hey, there's a game Sunday. I don't really give a fuck, okay? I'm still pissed off. All right, I don't really like what you did to me. I don't like how I felt the last 4 weeks. And I don't know. You posted earlier this week if the Bucs moved to a different city, who I'd be a fan of. And my instant reaction to you was, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. I've been looking. There's some big asses out there, bro. There's some pretty fine bitches.
Yeah, Buffalo's got a nice ass. You see Buffalo walking by and you don't got a girlfriend. You're like, I can hit that,
Yeah.
I got
fans
a chance
jumping off tables. There's a lot of barefoot fans up there in the snow. Like,
Like I feel like you and I naturally gravitate and fit right into whatever they got going on with Buffalo Bills. People already think I'm from New York half the time. I'm a complete asshole. Like, it's like if I was ever a fan free agent, sign me up, dude. I'm going there. I'm even taking a pay cut if I have to. I'd be going to Buffalo Bills, man. That's just what I mean. It sounds terrible to say, but that's only if the Bucs cease to exist, by the way. That's the only reason I would ever move.
I don't think there's been a franchise that's had a more painful existence. I mean, you could argue, Cleveland, Detroit, they've sucked forever. But just imagine going to 4 straight Super Bowls and losing them all. That's worse. It's way worse.
Yeah, so we'd be going from one cursed franchise to another cursed franchise. So I feel, but we kind of would fit there, right? We'd be at home. We'd at least understand some of that.
I mean, there's wings to make you feel better. And anytime you need them, at gas stations sell wings, fucking everywhere. I would assume, but I've never been to Buffalo. But I assume every dollar store has wings. Fucking wherever, the IRS office has wings. Everybody's got wings up there. That's what I was told. And
that's to get a new tag and title. You're getting wings while you're in the holding room, right? Yeah,
wings at the DMV.
Yeah,
right. Yep.
DMV wings probably slap up in Buffalo, though.
I bet you they do, bro. I bet you they fucking do.
Yeah, that's like the wings you get in Atlanta at the strip club. I bet you there's some mean-ass DMV wings up in Buffalo.
Strip club wings. Man, been a while.
All right, let's jump into this motherfucker. All right, so let's start on the defensive side of the ball. It's a big one here because I feel like they've taken the bye week, looked in the mirror, hopefully made some changes, hopefully, looked at some stuff schematically they could fix. But the Bucs are going into a game, Stank, against a team that just has their left tackle, stud left tackle on IR. They took their not-so-great right tackle and moved him over there, okay? And then you got a guy from last year who was trying to fight fans after he was doing a terrible job protecting his quarterback last season, now coming back into the starting lineup. So the Bucs edge rushers have a nice, kind of recipe for finally showing up this season. Like I said, left tackle Andrew Thomas is on injured reserve. This Giants offensive line is absolute garbage. The guy that they're swinging back over there, in the last 4 games, he's given up 3 sacks. And across 10 starts, he's given up 27 pressures, 15 hurries, 9 quarterback hits. And then obviously the other guy I was telling you about, Evan Neal, who's now a starter, who benched after last year's debacle. In 7 games last year, Stank, this guy gave up 29 pressures, 22 hurries, 5 quarterback hits, and 2 sacks. So could this finally be the week that Yaya has a Julius Pepper type of showing?
Yeah, what's the deal with Yaya? I mean, the injury just essentially took the steam out of that guy. Started off hot.
He's close.
He started off hot, but he's just kind of been a no-show. I guess he's around the ball quite a bit, with the whole thing we heard from about JTS for a while. JTS actually touched the quarterback 2 weeks ago. That was a good sign. So I don't know, bro. Hopefully they've been just stewing. They just been angry. Yeah, right. This is the game, man. I hate to say it, bro, but this needs to be like the Detroit Jacksonville kind of performance for me to feel any better. Seriously, any better. If it's like a close game or whatever, we win 23 fucking 17, I'll still be upset. I think winning's not good enough this week.
I think with Yaya, to answer your question that you seem to ask instead of answering my own question, I think he's been a product of a bad secondary. And the fact that once a quarterback's putting his foot back there, 3-step or 4-step drop, the ball's coming out almost every single time. And he's never really had to clutch. Outside of the Detroit Lions game, we really haven't forced a quarterback to really clutch the ball, have to look around, have to hold it and possibly buy time for his wide receivers to get open, because seemingly they are open immediately. And that's kind of hurt Yaya because he's been so close. But imagine if we were pressing those wide receivers and the guy couldn't just get the ball out immediately once his back foot hits. Those pressures are turning into sacks for Yaya. I think he has a chance this week, though, against two really bad tackles right now with the Giants, on top of the fact that they got Tommy Cutlets back there playing quarterback. He's not a great NFL quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, so he's going to double clutch a couple of times. He's going to second guess himself for the most part. So the Bucs have a recipe there. And this is the game that they need to get back on track.
Do we? Do we have a recipe? What kind of recipe do we got?
I think we have a recipe to roast some cutlets, man. Honestly, I think we got it.
Do you think Todd Bowles got some roast cutlet? You think you got a recipe for that?
I think so, man. I think he looked himself in the mirror in the bye week, and I think they're like, hey, we gotta do some things a little bit differently here. I mean, you saw them elevate a free agent that they signed in a cornerback, which again, like for even to be thinking about playing a guy who has not been in the system long enough to be out there is a big jump for Todd Bowles, because he doesn't do that. He needs guys to be in it, practicing it, learning it for a while before they even see an option to even be called up from the practice squad. But to see that guy get called up, obviously not good for Zion McCollum, but it means he's trying something different. He's going to put somebody else out there that's not just going to be absolutely thunder burnt every single time the ball snapped. And like I said, if they can tee off on these tackles, I think the edge rushers can make this game a lot different. They can help the secondary. It goes both ways. I think they have a chance in this game, though. To face a team like this is not good. The offensive line's not good, and have two bad tackles, man. I feel it. It feels like a 7-8 sack game, right? I feel it in my sack.
I feel like, the Tampa Bay Trey rule this week. I feel like each and every one of our edge rushers needs to have like a 3-sack minimum type performance. Why not? Why not? Why? This is the game you do it. I'm not used to us actually, standing up and delivering. It's been a little while since we've seen that kind of performance. Maybe towards the end of last season, we started to get our shit going. We need to find that. I'm just, as you can tell, dick energy's in the dirt right now. I have no idea what that even means, but that's kind of how I feel.
You don't even have a dick right now.
Yeah, I got Ken doll energy.
You're Ken doll down there right now.
Ken doll energy. Yeah.
It might be the weather, kind of chilly for your pale complexion, sorry, and so it's probably up in there like a turtle. It's all cowered away. Yeah, you're an old man. You don't really have body hair at some point.
This is turtle up. This is turtle up weather. But I think I kind of like the cold. I like cold plunges. I don't really mind cold. Sometimes I take cold showers, just because I don't really mind feeling uncomfortable. I like the suffering, which is why I'm a Bucs fan. Clearly,
I actually can't take hot showers. I only take cold showers. I'm extremely uncomfortable in hot showers. Obviously, I'm from the desert. Why would I think that anything relaxing would be hot? If I'm going in the shower, I'm trying to cool down. So I'm taking ice cold showers. Haven't done a cold plunge, Stank, which is a bit odd to say since I'm only a cold shower guy. Like literally cold shower guy in the morning, no matter what the weather. We were in Green Bay. I was showering in cold water, and you guys didn't know that though. Yeah, that's what water would be.
I was playing in the snow and in those filthy, puddles. We should have cold plunged while we were in Green Bay, but we were having too much fun, or at least I was having too much fun drinking alcohol and eating cheese curds. But onto this game right here, right? Onto this game. We're in my mother's home state of New Jersey. All my family, they're all Giants fans. They all, they suck. They really suck. They're just miserable fans. They're still talking about fucking, teams that don't exist anymore. Yeah, I get it. We know all about that. But this game right here, I mean, they're circling the drain. This is a knockout type performance right here. You want to get the entire staff fired, GM, the whole thing. Like you need to be there. But it could easily swing the other direction if it goes wrong.
I don't know.
No, we lose this game. You don't think that
for us, you mean?
Okay.
I thought you meant that they could have a moment where the Giants come out and they're the dominant team. I thought that's what you meant. Swing. If they win, it's going to be a weird, we won the game kind of scenario. But I was going to say, Jamel Dean has been hanging out on the IR. Practice window's open. He's apparently feeling great. Love him or hate him, okay, Stank? I have missed Jamel Dean on the field. And that's crazy to say because I don't think he's a great NFL corner. I think if he would just turn his head half the time, he'd probably have 10 picks a season. But I've missed him out there because anyone else has been playing in replacement for him has not even come close to even doing subpar Jamel Dean impression at this point. So he's going to help. Hopefully he plays that. It looks like he's going to be playing. He's trending. So that's a starter that returns to the defense. That's obviously he comes back. All of a sudden Zion can't play. So it's fucking musical chairs with these fucking guys with the injuries this season. That's just how it's going to be. I think it's going to be like that the rest of the season. But Jamel Dean is back, and I feel good about that. Like I missed him. I don't know about the 12-yard cushion. We've been doing that anyway, so who gives a fuck? But Jamel Dean's back, Stank. I know you're not a huge fan, so how do you feel about the return of Dean?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to have a guy that at least, shows that he belongs in the NFL at times. He sometimes I think he just one of those guys who are like, look, there's a butterfly over there. And he kind of forgets that he's playing in the NFL. We've met Jamel, and that's not even an exaggeration.
He's just a happy kid.
He's one of the happiest, most carefree kids. All I can say is he's a kid. Like he's just a kid. He's a big, happy kid. And I don't think he has a mean bone in his body at all. Clearly plays in the NFL, so he's got to have a little bit of another side to him that we don't see. But no, man, he just so happy-go-lucky out there and just plays a little too loose. And hopefully, we get the angry Jamel, although we've never seen that before. We need some of that. This defense needs to get fucking mad. They need to be angry.
I think so.
Remember that clip of Levante? I forget what game it was. Somebody posted it earlier in the season where he was screaming on the sidelines, like lost his voice. He was like 12 octaves up, screaming, like tears in his eyes. And
that was the Atlanta Falcons debacle on Thursday Night Football, man.
That's what that was. Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
No, but we need some of that though. We need that
anger. I don't want to see that result forcing that anger. But yeah, man, when you meet Jamel Dean, you get the sense that Louis Armstrong song is just playing in his head. I see skies of blue, red roses too. Like that's like he just and that super happy, go lucky, just everything's awesome. Like there's that Happy Gilmore happy place with the midget on the horse and the hottie with the lingerie holding the beer mug. Like that's where he's always at.
I think of SpongeBob. Like I feel like he lives in Bikini Bottom in his head. The entire thing is just
maybe
that's just his energy out there. Once again, we're off the rails. And speaking of SpongeBob, I don't know how you segue from that, Sammer, but we're right now we're at the bottom, and we're about to be at the bottom of our division. Saints have as many wins as we have.
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs is fucking pissed. They're after the Krabby Patty secret. This organization right now is at a fucking turning point. And I did joke about it earlier, but we can play the what ifs, but if this game goes wrong, holy fuck.
Yeah, this is one of those. This is where the fan base will literally just light itself on fire if this happens, because this is I will say for the most part, I'll say confidently, the Bucs have won the games they're supposed to win this season. Mm-hmm. We can say that. Maybe the Broncos game. Maybe the Broncos game.
We're supposed to win both Atlanta games.
Yeah, but you could also circle those, say, division games. The Atlanta Falcons are supposed to win the division. So you could say it could go both ways. Big game either way. Aside from the Broncos game, maybe. But now you're looking at the Broncos. You're like, the Broncos are a good team. They got a really good defense. Keeps them in all the games, which is a really good recipe when you have a rookie quarterback. Rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, playing pretty damn well. It doesn't look like a fluke when they beat us at this point, which makes me feel a little bit better about that game. But again, we did come out flat. So aside from that game, we have beaten the teams that I feel like we should beat. And this is one of these games where, like you said, this is Lions versus Jaguars last week where they dropped 51 or 52 points. This reminds me of the Saints game. Going up to the Saints, just putting it, like, just go out there and play your game. Obviously, no Chris Godwin. Possible return of Mike Evans, which is big deal because the team has been missing him. Today, he was officially listed as a full participant in practice, Stank. But I got to ask you now, okay? Giants game, not really a. It is a must win, but it's not.
Must-win game.
It's a must win game, but it's not an opponent where you're thinking if we go in there limping, we should still be able to come out with a victory, right? So, with that being said, the turf up there in New Jersey, not the greatest to play on. Would you let Mike Evans play, or would you have him rest out just one more week to make sure he's absolutely ready so you have him for the rest of the season as opposed to going out there, tweaking it again, and possibly losing him out for a little bit longer time and maybe the rest of the season? Would you sit him or play him this week, even though he was a full participant today in practice?
Play. Yeah, if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm trying to save my job, trying to save the staff's job. No offense to Mike Evans, but I'm playing everybody who's potentially available out there. I don't remember who said it, but playoffs, I think it was Graham Barton, our rookie center, said playoffs start today. We have to win this game. This is a must-win game. We kind of joked whether the last game was a must-win game, but this isn't even funny anymore. Like, this is a must-win game.
I wasn't joking last game.
I know you weren't, but that's it. There's no more wiggle room. You can look at the schedule and say there's some easy games here. We have a hard time. We had a hard time closing out coachless Carolina team twice last season. So there are no slam dunks for this team. Unfortunately, I don't think we have that type of swagger. The Giants aren't scared of us. I can promise you that. They're feeling like this is a winnable game too. You got that.
They're ready for their coach to go, dude. They don't.
They are maybe
they don't want to play.
But you know what? They'll be inspired. The quarterback change. It's like one of those things. Like in New Orleans right now, they're living off of fumes, right? They're riding the coach got fired fumes, right? There's a little bit of excitement back in the air. The wonder what we're going to look like now that somebody lost their job. They're going to have some of that in New York. And those guys are professionals. They have pride. They don't want to go out there and lose. And it is the NFL, and we've lost to worse teams. So I don't think that they're looking at us like, oh shit, here comes the Bucs. They're looking at us like that's who are your starting receivers if Mike Evans doesn't play, right? Oh, I'm sure Cutlets is looking at the cut-ups of this defense,
thinking I got a chance. Yeah,
he's like, I'm about to have my Kirk Cousins moment against this team, right? I'm going to get paid because I'm going to look like an actual NFL quarterback, and just because we're QB makers. He's trying to get made as well. He's trying to be a made man, and we're coming into town.
I will say the Giants do have legitimately 3 edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
They have a guy that more than likely will be gone next season because they drafted a kid to replace him. Then they go and get Brian Burns. And he's also, I think, an 8-9 sack guy already on the season. So they do have the ability to get after pass rusher. So not having a Tristan Wirfs is going to definitely play into this game. But Liam Cohen has shown the ability to adjust.
Wait a second.
And
what do you mean?
He's a game time decision.
Oh, okay.
I'm erring on the side of possibly letting him sit because he was out there in practice, still a little bit of a limp. The fact that they're not saying yay or nay one way or the other kind of makes me think that they're just playing a little gamesmanship there just to make sure that the Giants are kind of preparing either way. But it's going to be Skule out there who filled in admirably, when he came in against the Niners. He's going to have his hands full against Brian Burns and the other guy. I forget his name. Can't say his name anyway. And so, Luke Gedicke's going to have to be a stud like he has been, but I'll be interested to see how they use Mike. I don't imagine they're going to be sending him on too many go routes. He's not going to be doing a lot of the stretching of the field type of stuff that he's usually doing because I don't think they want to continuously just run him. But he should be able to open up things across the middle. He should be able to go across the middle in a section that we have not been able to throw the ball to wide receivers since him and Chris have gone out. That middle of the field has either been Cade Otton or completely useless. It's just been sideline passes most of the time, little gimmicky type stuff to the wide receivers, or absolutely nothing to the wide receivers. So this should help Cade Otton. I'd be excited to see Mike Evans on an in route finally, get a wide receiver who can actually separate, use his body, catch a pass, get a first down for us. I'd be interested to see if we even have had a wide receiver catch a first down since those two guys have gone out, Stank. I'd be willing to bet we have not had a wide receiver convert a first down since that happened. But
I think Sterling Shepard had a couple in KC, but he's a guy that I still don't feel comfortable counting on as a wide receiver 2, much less a wide receiver 1. Mike plays. I don't think you hold him out. I don't think he holds himself out. I think he's chomping at the bit. He wants to get that 1,000-yard record. If he doesn't play this week, I think it's extremely doubtful he gets his 1,000 yards.
But are you playing him full go? Or are you going to put a limit on him?
No, he's on it. Absolutely on a pitch count.
And not even so much a pitch count. I think even limited in terms of what you're going to have him do on the field.
Yeah, we're a run first team now. But that's who we are. We're an underneath passing game, run first, bubble screen, underneath screen, tight end screen. That's what we are now. Mike gives us a little bit more flexibility, but maybe Cade, and I heard the Giants are a like top 5 at stopping tight end. So Cade's going to have his work cut out for him there.
But we kind of force feed him the ball. Plus again, Mike being there helps him out. But to the run game, that's a good point too. Mike Evans is going to kind of force people to at least pay attention to him, and hopefully it takes the safety out of the box. We've been able to run the ball against loaded boxes anyway. Liam Cohen today said he wants to get more touches to I just had a brain fart on his name. Tucker. Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker. No, Sean Tucker. So I kind of see this, maybe the recipe or the game plan here. It's kind of attack them like we did with the Saints, run the ball with all 3 guys. Obviously, the Saints didn't, in that Saints game, we didn't have Rashad, so Rashad's going to open up things even more for the offense. And I wouldn't be surprised to see all 3 guys touch the ball a lot, use them, the way you want to use them in terms of their skills and their skill sets. And I mean, Mike Evans is going to help us out, but they,
we have to be able to throw the ball, though. All right.
It's time
for McMillan to show up at all.
Yeah.
Play, show up, be anything. It's time for Trey Palmer to fucking shut the fuck up and play and act like he belongs here. It's time for those guys who are getting paychecks, who were drafted, who I'm sure Jason Light and Todd Bowles and everybody in that building is expecting them to step up and be those guys. It's time for that now. There's no whatever. Knock the dust off. The dust ain't there no more. Like, you have to produce now. Mm-hmm. We don't know how much we're going to get out of Mike, and we've been a pretty balanced football team from the standpoint of run pass. I think we're obviously having to lean more towards the run recently because we don't have fucking receivers to throw to. But I still think this comes down to our defense stepping up and performing as we expect, as everybody should expect them to. This is not a good offense.
No.
You should shut an offense like this down. It's hard to shut anybody out in the NFL, but you got to be able to just, get them off the field quickly. Our offense should have plenty of opportunity to score points, and this should be a slam dunk victory for us.
The Bucs,
we tend to play down to our competition. So,
not this year, I don't think. Not too much this season, but again, if the offense goes out there, gets a couple quick scores, you kind of put that pressure right on the Giants, and the Giants offense not very good, but the Giants defense Stank. I mean, wide receivers have had some fun days against them this season. They are not good. Mike Evans has had himself some very good games against the New York Giants. I believe he had a 3-touchdown first half with Jameis Winston at Raymond James and the infamous Matt Gay, we're going to have you take a penalty, go back 5 yards, and still miss the kick moment.
One of the worst games I've ever been to.
Yeah, and then the last time we went to New York, Tom Brady was throwing the ball to Mike Evans. Mike Evans had himself a day. And if you're a wide receiver from Sterling Shepard, Trey Palmer, Jalen McMillan, all those guys, you're playing opposite of Mike Evans, you're going to have chances. You're just going to naturally have opportunities because that's the attention that he demands. So they should be able to at least create a little bit more separation or at least find more softer, zones in that defense and get the ball going. But Sterling Shepard is a guy I want to circle for this game, Stank, because he's played in New York. He's coming back to New York. They basically told him, hey, fuck you, go retire. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. He's playing with Baker, already has a chip on his shoulder. Those two guys are really good friends from Oklahoma. I would not be shocked if Sterling Shepard had himself a 75 and a touchdown type of day because of all of those things. And, of course, playing opposite of Mike Evans, who's going to demand that attention. Sterling Shepard might have himself a day, man. And I like him at times. I just sometimes think he's a little weird, boneheaded, but
he's definitely weird. But he brings that dog energy to the offense.
He's got a dog, 100%.
He is. A dog that needs some shots, right? A dog that needs to be checked for something, rabies,
fleas,
all that shit.
The whole deal.
He's wired a little different. I think that's kind of what we're missing on defense. Maybe Mike Edwards, who is kind of a quiet guy, but the hair. If you just look at him, you might.
He fixed his hair, by the way. He fixed his hair.
What do you mean? He went to go to
he went to a barber, got it done right. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he said, I no longer want the grated Parmesan look. I want to just go clean.
I don't know if I like that. I kind of was okay with whatever he had going on.
No, we got professional Mike Edwards now. I went to Kansas City.
Latte in the building. Is he getting faded up by Latte or what?
I don't know. He showed up nice. I'm just saying he showed up nice. So, speaking of nice, okay. I know you got a massive trauma attached to you, Stank, as a Bucs fan. Probably in general, overall. And so we're facing a dude here. The Giants bench Daniel Jones. It looks like he's never going to be playing for the Giants ever again. He's quarterback 4. It looks like a money type of scenario. He's on his way out. They bring in Tommy Cutlets, okay? I'm going to ask you point blank. Is the Giants' decision to go with Tommy Cutlets good or bad for this Bucs team?
Bad.
Bad.
Bad, yeah, for sure. You could say I have trauma, but we've seen this story play out so many times, bro. You can just see the lead, on Monday morning just being all about fucking Tommy Cutlets and how he's putting the city on his back. You could just see it happening, right? Nobody's going to be shocked, right? If we just leg the biggest fucking egg ever and all of a sudden the new king of New York is Tommy Cutlets again. They've been making phone calls, right? There's lots of handshakes. There's envelopes of money being passed back and forth. There's a lot of wise energy that we're going to have to somehow overcome too, right? Nobody gives a fuck about us. Obviously, New York and Tampa are like tied at the nutsack. We're basically like New York Junior here. Yeah. And we have Yankee Stadium next to our fucking football stadium, okay? This basically is part of New York. It's like one of the fucking boroughs of New York, Tampa. So, yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that could happen. So it wouldn't shock me. And am I going to cry over it? Probably.
I think,
but I'm not going to be shocked.
I think you're wrong, man. Here's the thing. Kid's not special, okay? Last year, he started 6 games. He played in 9. He was 3-3 as a starter, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. I'll give him that. But he doesn't pull the trigger very often either. He only threw for 200 yards once, Stank, in 9 games. Last year, they had Saquon Barkley. This year, he has no run game to lean on for the most part. Again, two starting tackles on the offensive line are absolute garbage. And by all NFL standards, guy's got a weak-ass arm. Okay, Tommy Cutlets, cool nickname, the whole deal. He's got a bunch of family, a lot of gabagool's gonna be exchanged in the crowd at the game. But this dude is not an NFL quarterback. And the Bucs, as long as their pass rush, in my opinion, gets after it, and as long as they keep those windows tight, this guy's doesn't have enough of what these other guys have that we face to expose us. He just can't throw the ball that way. He's not built that way. Sure, he can run. Really, he's got a little bit of athleticism.
Have you seen Kirk Cousins against everybody else but us?
Kirk Cousins got it up here, though.
Have you seen him against everybody else but us?
He's got it up here. It doesn't matter. He's gonna know where to go with the ball.
Tommy Cutlets against everybody else but us. And you know what?
But you're not listening.
I'm not going to stop the PTSD because we've seen this all before. And what happens in the past does matter. Okay, it's called generational trauma. This team just carries over the whatever it is that curse that this organization has had since the Culverhouse days.
Not this guy. Look, Cutlets doesn't have what Kirk Cousins and Brock Purdy. They can see, the zone's going to be right here. This is easy pickings. And they know where to go with the ball before they're even back on that back foot. Cutlets is a read, react, have to read the defense type of guy. If you keep those windows tight, he's not going to beat you. And just don't let him get out of the pocket. You should be okay. Plus, you're putting a lot of pressure if Liam comes down and does what Liam is doing every single week. Now he's got Mike Evans back.
But you act like the windows are going to be tight. You're going to have...
I'm assuming they're going to make a change. I'm assuming they're making a change.
We're going to have Malik Neighbors running around like Mr. Rogers is out there singing the Won't You Be My Neighbor song. Just free and wide. Nobody covering him. You already know. Holy shit. Malik Neighbors is this... Not a guy 10 yards around him. That's what I'm expecting. No. That we might see. We might see it.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. If this was anybody who'd at least shown NFL capable type quarterbacking, I would agree with you. But this is not happening against this guy, dude. Cool name.
Pat William in the chat said KJ Britt's going to sell the game. You think that he could be bought by the mob? If anybody on that defense can be paid off by the mafia to throw the game, you think KJ Britt's that guy?
So if he had a meeting to go and take care of that, he probably missed the meeting. He ended up going to the wrong zone. That's the thing. He got off the plane. He loaded in the wrong zone. He didn't make it in time.
You're right. He's the wrong one. First of all, probably one of the better answers you've ever given on this show.
Thank you.
No, KJ Britt can't be bought because he doesn't know where to go.
If anyone's dropping a bag, it's that guy for sure, dude. I mean, what are we talking about, man? Holy shit. All right, now, Stank, listen, next one here is probably the most important part of this segment for this show tonight, okay? We're going to get to the keys of the game, and we're going to get to our score predictions. But more importantly, I'm going to ask you guys in the chat, and for you guys who have, by the way, like and subscribe. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, smash the like button. And I want to hear your answers in the comment section below after the show to this question. What are you changing in your life to help the Bucs down the stretch? So, like,
good question.
Whether it's new flag outside the house, whether it's burning an old jersey, whether it's changing the underwear you've been wearing in the games or watching. Stank, we'll start with you. What are you doing? What are you changing right now in your life to help the Bucs get back on track? Because as fans, we have also let this team down, in my opinion. Not just the secondary.
Yeah, I'm going to stop being positive. That's one of the things I realized over the bye week. I've been way too positive. I've been way too positive. I had way too much enthusiasm. I had hope. And that really doesn't work for me. Look, this guy Sways in the chat has had enough of my shit. Said Stanks needs to chill with the negative shit. We all went through that shit together. You're right. But I'm sorry.
A lot of new names, by the way, in the chat tonight. I'm
a broken little bitch, and I'm going to remain that way because when I'm positive and I'm like, this team's great, it doesn't end well. So I'm going to continue to just question everything. I don't believe in this team. I just don't. What about you, Sammer? What have you changed? You know, are you wiping your ass with toilet paper? What kind of, are you putting ranch on your wings? Is there something you're doing this week to throw, the stitions off?
So I'll be honest, I haven't consumed wings the entire season. Okay. I think that may have led to some of these losses.
Bitch.
So this week I've eaten wings twice already, and it's only Thursday. Okay. I forced my children to eat wings against their will. Okay. Blue cheese only, of course. And then now, I had a Buccaneer flag incident happen during the last hurricane. I didn't take my flag down because I didn't believe as a pirate that you should ever take your flag down. It's kind of meant to be through the storm. It's supposed to kind of withstand. However, it did get tattered and torn more than how it's designed. Okay. And it's been fading with the sun. And I said, you know what? Outside of that Saints game right after that hurricane, I have let this team down with the flag. So we took down the flag. We buried it properly. We gave it a proper pirate burial where we're putting in a little tiny pirate ship in the lake behind the house. We lit it on fire, Viking style, and let it kind of float out. And we put up a fresh, new, properly tattered Buccaneer flag. It's brand new, okay? It's been out there for 4 days now. And if it feels better around here, I'll be honest. The driveway feels nicer. The weather's gotten better. It's just a bit more pride when I'm pulling up to the compound and I see that flag just waving in the wind. And I've changed that. And of course, I've also banned all Tom Brady jerseys in my home via my kids. They have Tom Brady jerseys every now and then. They'll wear them throughout the week. I've told them no more. Put them up, hang them up, retire them. We are not wearing Tom Brady gear anymore in this house. You're not wearing it to school. No, I've had enough of that fucking guy. Okay. And since that guy started covering our games, things have gone awry. I don't think that's by coincidence because that guy's got a former, his ex-wife is a witch. I believe he's sold his soul to the devil. He plays with the dark magics. I don't like it, right? And so now we've welcomed in John Gruden into the home. John Gruden is something that we watch as a family every single night. Gruden's Grinders, Yaya Diaby, the whole thing, dude. So I've made a lot of changes, honestly. A lot of changes. And I think that's going to work out.
Sway B and Sway's B in the chat says he's wearing a new Mike Evans jersey. Mudfish Matt says wife bought him a mini Mike Evans helmet. Nirvana, I guess that's what his name is, just ordered new kicks on Black Friday, red and pewter. So the people are making changes. Jonas just buried a new fresh corpse out in the snow somewhere in the middle of North Dakota. So everybody's out there doing what they need to do, to to break whatever curse, because I feel like this fan base is equally as responsible. I really feel like that's the curse. Everybody wanted to blame it on Doug Williams and on our old racist ownership and all the shit that we went through. But I really feel like it's this fan base. It's just they're not dedicated. We got 30,000 diehards and the rest just, I don't know, bro. They'd rather be at SeaWorld. They'd rather be getting their nails done with their wife. I don't know what the fuck they'd rather be doing, but they don't show up and show out. And, that's why you and I are flirting with fucking Bills Mafia right now, bro. I kind of like, hey,
I feel like that meme where the guy's walking with his girlfriend and he's looking Josh Allen looks damn sexy right now. I mean, he was able to pull off a gutsy fourth down conversion, turn into a touchdown to basically win the game against the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I mean, got me talking like John Gruden just talking about it right there, right?
Yeah, we need to, we haven't seen the sack up type performance. I mean, we have from our offense, right? Baker's been better than I've ever expected, honestly. That guy has put this team on his back, and has just been let down time and time again. It's a team game, special teams, defense, and at times offense not clutching when they need to. Although in these big games, Baker has. So it's just got to be all phases, right? Whatever's going on with the special teams unit. I mean, seriously, whatever the fuck is going on. All jokes aside, whatever the fuck is going on, fix that shit. Like it's just crazy how you can be so bad as a unit. Defensively, we've got the talent. There's really no excuse. You look at what Detroit's doing. They've lost half their fucking defensive starters. Their stars, they're dropping like flies every week. They're shutting teams out. So I want to see these guys show up. Honestly, that's my main thing.
The other thing too, Stank, I will say, this week I will be coaching a basketball game during the first half of the Bucs game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not ideal situation. I got myself a little play-by-play guy who's going to sit next to me with the tablet, let me know what's going on while I'm coaching my kids. But I will say, last time I did this was week 2 against the Detroit Lions, and we remember how that game went. So I'm doing everything I possibly can on this side. All right, I'm doing literally. I mean, the only thing left is to buy the team, tell the Glazers to fuck off, and just do things my way. That's literally going to be the last resort at that point, right? But I will say I'm going to probably build a pretty damn cool new stadium if I do that. But let's move on. Let's get to the keys to the game and our score predictions. I'm going first. Okay.
Yep.
Key number 1, boys. Edge rushers, wake the fuck up. If there's ever a game that you are going to dominate, also the graphic shows the San Francisco 49ers at the top. That is absolutely incorrect. Ignore that part. But edge rushers, wake the fuck up. If there was ever a game that you should, all 4 of you guys should have at least 1 sack, this would be it. You're going against subpar, non-NFL type starters on both sides of the line. Get after it. Vita, Cansey, you guys got to continue doing what you're doing. Just get after Tommy Cutlets, keep him under control, and make that kid regret having a fucking cool nickname. Key number 2, run the damn ball. You got Rashad White, you got Sean Tucker, you got Bucky Irving. All 3 are there. Liam's saying all the right things. I expect all 3 of them to get the ball on the ground. I expect all 3 of them to get the ball through the air. I expect Liam to utilize each of these guys the proper way that they bring to the table. And you know what? Your offensive line has been playing phenomenal. We're top 10 in rushing offense. Lean on them. You don't got Tristan Wirfs possibly. Lean on what Skule is actually good at, which is run blocking. He's also a good pulling left tackle. We saw him do that, I think, the second play he was in against the 49ers ended up being a first down run. So let's utilize that, and that's the way you go up on the road. That's how you win games. You limit penalties. You run it down their throat. And this Giants defense is not good. And obviously, once you run the ball well, you got opportunities to sprinkle in all sorts of stuff in the passing game. Take the ball out of Baker's hands. Don't let Baker throw the ball over 30 times. There's no need for that. You got the horses to do it the right way. And last key, don't let Tommy Cutlets run. Don't let him get out of the pocket. Don't let him extend plays. Don't let him look like Lamar Jackson. He's going to lean on that because he's a young quarterback. He's scared. He's going to do a lot of what we saw against the Saints when, what's his face? Riddler was trying to do that. Ritter, I don't know who the fuck their quarterback is. He ran with the ball. He was able to extend plays, turn third downs into first downs. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get out. And then make him throw the ball or take sacks. And that's really I think a recipe for success for the Bucs on defense. Get back on track. Hopefully they made some changes in the scheme on the zone side of things or how they're going to play cover 2 or whatever it is. And please, for the love of God, I don't want to see KJ Britt out there anymore. And my score prediction, 31-9. 31-9 Bucs. Back in the 30s on the offensive side. Mike Evans makes a difference, helps everybody look better. And the Bucs run the ball, play sound defense, in my opinion, against a subpar offensive unit with the Giants. And when the pressure's on those guys and they're down 14, 21 points, remember, they've been outscored the last 3 or 4 weeks, I think like 38-13 in the first half or the first quarter. They are not good team at starting fast. So Bucs start fast, get score up 31-9. Stank, your keys to the game.
I'll be honest with you, Sam. I don't really have keys to the game this week. I just got one key. Some might call it a major key.
Major key, yeah. It's on the screen.
All gas, no brakes. Okay, just 60 minutes of uncensored, unadulterated Buccaneer bukkake. Okay, that's all I want. I don't care who shows up. I don't care what guy, what job, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield. I don't care. Just show the fuck up like you act like you are the dominant team. Go out there and perform. Don't give them any air. Don't give them any hope at all. Just put your foot on their neck from the fucking snap. I feel like Brother Lou right now. All right. You just got to just destroy this football team for your own mental health, for your fans' mental health. Because if you really believe that this division can be won, you got to beat teams like this. It just can't be a slugfest, man. You got to beat bad football teams. And I know we're better than this football team. Okay. They just benched their fucking quarterback. Right. But the pressure's off on them now. Nobody's expecting shit from them. And in a weird way, puts the pressure back on us. And so they might be out there loosey-goosey, right? You just don't know what you're going to get. And sometimes that's the recipe. People stop gripping and just go out there, stop thinking, having fun. And so we got to squash that shit from the get-go. We can't let them get any kind of success early on. Otherwise, we could be in for a fucking long day. And boy, would that ever suck. So yeah, that's it. That's my only rule.
This team has quit on their coach. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's already dissension in the locker room over the fact that they benched Daniel Jones because a lot of the guys on the team think that he was just used as a scapegoat and it's more of a business decision in terms of their salary cap over the future as opposed to giving these guys a chance to play. So they're probably not out there ready to fucking play 60 minutes. And the sooner you can give them an opportunity to pull back, the better it is. They're gonna eventually. If they're down 14, this team's gonna give up. We've seen teams like that here. We've seen the Lovie Smith teams. We've seen the Greg Schiano teams. Once you're down 10, 14 points, we're out. We're like, we ain't fucking doing that. We're not fighting for this guy. They're not trying to play for this dude. If it's 7-0, they might still be playing. If it's 7-3, they might still be trying. We get a quick lead on this team, regardless of the quarterback change, regardless of all that bullshit that you just spewed out of your face. They're going to give up. They're going to quit. It's just the nature of the business. These guys don't want to play for this guy. They want him out of the house. They're not going to sit there and play 60 minutes for no reason. They're not going to put their bodies on the line for him. But it's up to us to make him get to that point of saying, fuck this, I'm out. So if we let them hang around, that's one of those things. But again, like I said, they're not very good at starting fast. They've been giving up massive deficits to start the game over the last few weeks. They're not a good first half team. On top of that, Bucs have started fast most of the time in these games this season. So it's up to us. I'd love to see us receive that opening kickoff, go down the field, shove it up their ass, Goodfellas style, score a first touchdown in the game, and keep it moving from there, man. Also, did you see your graphic?
Sammer, you've had a good podcast today. I normally don't give you credit. You've been on point. You made a lot of great points today. You've been funny. But Cody's uncle probably has the best comment of the night. And I really feel like everybody needs a talking to here. I don't know if you have the ability to go full screen anymore. I don't know if we've lost that ability, but if you do, real quick, everybody come here. Come here real quick. Okay. I think y'all been cheating on the rules. I think really ultimately everybody thinks that my rules are some kind of joke. Okay. You know, Cody's uncle said he's going to start following the rules religiously. And
Means he hasn't been following them.
that means he hasn't been following them. And I feel like all of you guys have skirted the rules. How many, show of hands right now, how many of you pieces of shit, you fat pieces of shit, ate pizza this week?
Wow.
Show of hands. Show of hands.
Whole lot of them, I bet.
Listen,
here's the thing,
just like the Catholic religion, you're forgiven if you ask for forgiveness. You admit it right now.
That feels New Yorkish, though. That feels like a New York thing, right? Catholic, going to church,
right?
Going to confessional.
Confess.
Kind of feels New Yorkish.
That's what you need to do. It maybe okay. Maybe
it
is
Soprano-esque.
Maybe it is. But listen, we need all the help we can get right now. All of it. So whatever you got to do to get rid of your sin, do it. Okay. All right. Look, Trigger Dro had Eddie and Sam's today. Oh, he said I had Eddie and Sam's today. How do you know?
He says Stank's got chopped cheese on his breath. Stank, you have chopped cheese today, man?
I don't even know what chopped cheese is, bro. I'm a Cuban sandwich guy.
Some New York fucking burger or some bullshit.
Bro, I said he had Chicago style. All pizza has been banned. Okay. By the way, did Danny DeVito die? Like the real Danny DeVito?
I don't know.
This week?
I don't think so.
For some reason, I saw something that was like a memorial, and we were just talking about one of our callers being like Danny DeVito. Can anybody deny? No?
Have you noticed, by the way, that we played every kind of pizza this season? And we're going to play Chicago-style pizza towards the end of the season as well, I believe. We played the Chicago Bears
San Francisco,
year, right?
What's on their pizza? Pineapple?
No, I'm not saying we played all the pizzas. I'm just saying
we played a lot of good pizza towns. Yeah. Kansas City is more of a barbecue town.
Well, we played Detroit pizza.
I've never had Detroit pizza. I don't even think that's actually a thing.
No, I think
that was an internet meme.
No, it's a thing.
What the fuck is Detroit pizza? That square shit you got at the fucking skating rink?
I don't know if it's the one where they pour the sauce afterwards on top of it.
That's Chicago.
Oh, no, Chicago is deep dish.
No, but Chicago's also deep dish with another layer of skin bread on top, and then they put sauce on top. That's also Chicago. Because if you grew up in Tampa and used to go to Villa Pizza, shouts out to all the old heads in Tampa used to eat at Villa Pizza. They used to make that Chicago style where you put the sauce on top. But no, I don't really think Detroit pizza is actually a thing.
Chat says I gotta ask you, man. Well, not ask you. I gotta say something though in regards to these people not following the rules. Kind of hard to follow the rules all week if you don't drop them until Saturday evening.
This week I dropped them early.
I'm just saying. Okay, yeah. In every week so far, you've been like, "Hey guys, kick off in 2 hours. Here are the rules."
I told you I haven't been good enough, bro.
No, you haven't. That may be and as the weeks have gone on, you've delayed it longer and longer. Like I think last against the Niners, you dropped the rules an hour before the game started. Like how does that even apply?
And people still cheated.
Yeah, I mean, what are they supposed to do? Not eat anything the entire week until you drop the rules on Sunday morning? I mean, we got a lot of fat listeners from what I would judge from last week's call-in show.
There's not a six-pack in the fucking chat room.
There's
right
not one. No one's got the V. No one looking like a superhero at all in the group here that's watching.
Not a single one. Yep.
Eric Cecil says, we need the rules at least a week ahead of time. Stank, can you start giving us rules week ahead?
No.
Preemptive laws.
We're also not the highest IQ fan base. I feel like that would lead to lots of confusion.
Look at B-Shuck taking the fucking, or not B-Shuck, Mock's uncle. Shut up, Sam. It's easier to follow if I only have to follow for a day. See, that's fucking...
See? Exactly.
Half-ass approach. This is like, come on, you got to study all week for your opponent. You can't just look at the playbook and the game plan on the way to the game. Like, that's not how you win games in the NFL. Same thing goes for these rules. You guys got to be able to oblige by the entire
I haven't listened
week.
to any hip-hop. I've listened to classical music every single day, trying to get my mind right. You know, just I follow the rules, whether you guys believe it or not. I've never broken a rule. Never. I didn't even eat Kansas City barbecue while I was in KC.
What's your score prediction, man?
Score prediction, normally I do all this song and dance, right? To try to, act like I don't think we're going to do well. And I feel like that's one of the reasons that we've not been winning. I haven't been honest with myself, right? I'm expecting the moon, and I really can't even, I'm afraid to fly, honestly. I don't really like flying, especially after flying with you. I don't ever want to get an airplane again. So I'm going to come back to Earth.
I'm only going to away games from now on in limo, and I'm pulling you in a trailer, like one of those like tiny like retard horse trailers, you know, for like the dumb horses that they're only keeping around because of their sperm. I'm going to put you in a horse trailer, and that's how we're going to away games from here on out. I'll be in a nice limo. I'm going to be comfortable.
You just called me a stud.
I called you a retard horse. Okay.
You said that they're keeping me around from my sperm.
No, I'm giving you the example of why the retard horse is still alive. You're clearly not a horse, but you are kind of, you know, pretty dumb.
Anyways.
No S in anyway.
Score prediction. I think the Giants are probably going to score something like 12. And if I had to like just pull a number out of the air, you know, just 31 for the Bucs. 31-12. We will beat this team down. We will beat them down. Just like the English language just beat me down.
Yeah. You've been
in New Jersey.
You've been specially dumb tonight, dude. You have not been able to speak right. It
I don't know, bro. I need some electrolytes or something.
You need to get in. You need to get a little more of that. Get a little more Italian in you, right? There's gonna be a lot of money exchanges Sunday, by the way.
I need Italian in me, inside of me,
inside of you.
Okay.
You ever been fucked by an Italian?
No. Can't say I have.
I don't believe you.
Bro,
you ever negotiated a deal with an Italian of any sort?
Italians don't like me for some reason. I don't know what it is about me, but
it's your face. It's your face. You are not a trustworthy face, but you look like someone who could easily be had. That's why you always call me whenever you need anything negotiated for. Don't lie. You know that's true.
Like, you know, occasionally I'll call you.
I'm your car dealership husband, right? That's what I am.
Car dealership. That's a real thing, dude.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
Hey.
One time, my wife went without me, bro, and she got the worst deal on the fucking on the planet.
35% interest rate.
It was so bad. She hated
$4,000 over MSRP.
6 months later, she hated the car. She was ready to trade it in again. I'm like, good. You just learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes they gotta learn on their own.
That's why I always get calls from you at Firkins Dodge or whatever the fuck is out there. Is that even a thing?
Firkins? I probably is a Firkins Dodge somewhere. I'm a Jerry Ohm guy. Unfortunately, yeah, we're
not going to talk about them because they don't sponsor this podcast. So fuck them all. Okay. Hey, if you are new,
how about Jerry Ohm? Give me my fucking Jeep back. How about that?
I told you, you need to lemon law that bitch. Send it back, dude. You're wasting your time. Or
hey, Jerry Ohm, how about giving my fucking Jeep back you've had for 2.5 months?
Stank, no, I got a better game for you. A better game plan for you. Just don't ever answer their phone calls. Don't ever go back. And just keep the loaner that they gave you forever.
Bro, I have 11,000 miles on the
only thing is, you got to take it to one of my guys, have that GPS thing taken off of it so they can't ever find it. And then that's it. That is it. And buy yourself a boot, okay? And boot it when you park it outside your house. That way it never gets taken home or taken back to them. And just never go back. Never go back. Don't ever pay your car payment on the actual Jeep that you have there. Say it was stolen. Do whatever you got to do, but just don't ever go back, and you never have to worry about it.
Where's my $110,000 rental car? They're gonna wonder where that thing went.
I mean, you could be like, "Where's my Jeep?"
I could say that.
Yeah,
and then it's for real. Where's my shit? Where's my Jeep?
And then it's a stalemate, and then they'll be like, "Well, you know," and they'll hang up, and then they'll just continue to do the same song and dance that they're doing for you right now.
Hey, Sammer, you know,
Jonas Sickler says put it in the garage. Stank doesn't have a garage.
I have a carport. Hey, you know what I really liked? I really liked that call-in show thing we did the other day. You know, that was a lot of fun. I feel like the fans enjoyed that. Why don't we bring that thing back on a regular basis? What do you think about that?
So I have caved on this, okay? And then we will make this the official announcement. We will be bringing back the call-in show.
What?
Once every 2, maybe 3 weeks in some capacity. You got to pay attention when we're going to throw it out. There's no rhyme or reason as to when or why or how, but there's a slight twist. Stank and I enjoyed roasting the fuck out of you guys, just really way too much. And so we're going to give you a chance to come on the show and do one of 3 things, okay? Vent about your Bucs team. Give us the worst Bucs take you could possibly give us, or the best, like in terms of funny, like Jim Rome style type shit, or completely dunk on Stank. You have 60 seconds to do this. And then after those 60 seconds, it's our fucking turn. And we get to ask you questions. We get to ask you things about yourself. We get to learn about who the fuck you are. And then we get a chance to absolutely destroy you on air. And you're going to have to be good sports about it, okay?
Yep.
And more likely, if we roast you really badly, you're probably going to get a discount code for a free t-shirt from the...
Or maybe a free one. If we feel like we hurt you, you might even get something for free.
No, they're going to get a discount code for a free shirt.
I feel like if we feel bad for them afterwards, they're going to get an entire...
Yeah, there's all sorts of ways that you're going to win a shirt. It's either we make you feel absolutely horrible about yourself, we have way too much fun at your expense, and then you get a free t-shirt, or you come on here and you just destroy Stank, and I'm like, hey, that's awesome, I'm giving you a free t-shirt for that. Or you come on and you give us a really good Bucs take, we make us laugh, or you make us cry, and you're like, hey, that was pretty damn good. You get a free t-shirt as well. There's no limit as to how many we're going to give away. So that's what we're going to do. That's going to be the style. And if you are not someone who could self-deprecate or take a roast, do not call in, because we are not going to pull punches. I am not I'm not an empathetic person at all. I don't even have empathy in me. So I am not going to pull punches. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to go full force on you. And just like Danny DeVito learned last week. There
are certain callers who are royalty. They don't need to do all the song and dance. They've already got
Tom in
Michigan. He's already got a golden ticket. He doesn't need to do any of that. It doesn't matter. He won't get roasted. There's certain guys who've been here forever, who've earned their stripes, right? And so they get pushed right to the front of the line. And that could be you. You come on here, because we had some great calls last week. Really, really fucking good calls. But I feel like announcing it now gives people some time to get their shit together, right? Get your fucking notepad and your fucking quill and your ink thing, and you need to start writing material.
But
okay, because what?
If we feel that you are reading,
it's a bad sign.
You're out. We will hang up on you, and then we will fucking destroy you for coming on here like an amateur. If you're gonna come with that take, it's gotta feel genuine. It's gotta be, even if you gotta memorize it, it better come out smooth and natural. Okay. And to answer Jonah's second, what happens if you want to destroy Sammer? You're getting hung up on. Pretty simple. You're not winning shit. I mean, probably never gonna be able to let it back on again.
You can try, and I'm all for it. Nobody hates Sammer more than I do. So if you got good material, bring it. But I'm not the one with I don't even have,
but I will warn you guys. I didn't get good at beating people down with words because I didn't get mocked at some point. I could take it, and I know how to fucking dish it back hard. I will make you cry. Stank, you've cried many a times just from my words, my look, sometimes even my hand. So, and Stank's a grown-ass man. A really old-ass man.
At heart, I'm a gentle guy. I have a sensitive side, and I'm okay with that. As a 48-year-old man, I'm in touch with it.
But like Stank said, this was an opportunity for some of you guys to become regulars, people that we invite on here and we don't roast afterwards. You come on here and you fucking crush it. You're in there. Like you're getting jumped to the front of the line. You become some of the royalty, guys like Pelagic and Pewter, guys like B-Shuck, guys like Tom in Michigan, even guys like Zach in West Virginia, Bucs by 30. That fucking weirdo, right? So, yeah. But you can't do that if you don't call in once at least. And hey, obviously, how could I not even mention Smitty, Pastor Smitty in Atlanta? Okay,
Smitty, brother Lou, the regular legendary. Here, Mama Michelle. I know right now she's out here healing people, and that's what she does best. And if you guys need a healer, hit up Mama Michelle. She'll heal your shit. But yeah, outside of that, y'all are starting at the bottom. Now we here. Okay,
Trigger Dro, you're right. If I ever bought the Bucs, I would absolutely take out that entire west end zone and I would turn that into a hookah zone. Chill out, couches, the whole deal, smoking everywhere. I mean, why not? How else? Listen, Stank, for years, I used to watch Bucs football games at home with 2 hookahs. And it was every single Sunday. It was a ritual. Me, the boys, even have my kids with me smoking as well. You got to teach them young. They even knew how to pack a bowl for me, how to carry the coals from the burner to their dad's hookah. It's a whole thing, okay? So, yeah, having that at the stadium would be phenomenal. It'd be an amazing experience. Bring a little culture to a stadium, in my opinion, that is absolutely uncultured, right?
That's what we're missing as a culture, as a country, as a society, is tobacco products for children. See, when I was a kid, we had bubblegum cigarettes. You know, we had all kinds of candy smoking devices. Where are those at anymore? I don't see them. No. You know, fake bubblegum cigars. You gotta tell your kids young. You gotta let them know about the good life out there. So,
someone does bring up a good point. First time I went to the stadium, I saw the smoke coming out of the cannons. I thought for a second that there was a hookah lounge over there.
You want to put your mouth on it?
I got a little confused. Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit!" That's just cannon fire. I see. Didn't smell like didn't smell like tobacco. So I was expecting some, delicious, fruit flavored molasses come out, but that's not what happened. So yeah, it was a little sad first time I went to the stadium. To be honest with you.
All right, great show.
Yeah,
this has been a good one.
Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and in the comment section, make sure you let us know what you have done for your Bucs team to help them down the stretch. Isn't that what JFK said one time, Stank?
I don't think JFK said much of anything. It's been a while since we heard from that guy.
No, before he died.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
It's not what the Bucs team can do for you. It's what you can do for your Bucs team. That's what he said. Verbatim. You guys don't believe me? Go open a fucking history book. Fuck out of here. Go Bucs.
Kickoff, set it off, go to Vegas, bet it all, put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all, loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the